Okay, so excuse the background noise if you can hear it, but they're doing some construction behind me. But you know how I said that the penguins were going to cost $45 to see them, and I did not have the money for that. Well, I went back to my campsite for the night, and as it would happen, they closed the bathroom at like 9:30 p.m. So I had to go to the bathroom, and so I walked all the way down to where the other bathrooms are that I knew are open, and they just so happened to be by the ocean. And I was stomping, I was mad, I was like, who closes a bathroom in a campsite? So I was just stomping along down the street, and I saw these two people sitting on the ground, and I was like, what are they doing? There were blue penguins right there in the ground, and we were so close. And so we sat and we watched them for a while, and then we all went on our own ways, and I went around the penguins, and then I came back through because I didn't hear them, and then there were even more, and it was crazy. It was such a blessing in disguise. So I literally started the day with a sea lion, and I ended the day with blue penguins. I mean, both of them were totally random. I had no thoughts, no ideas that this was going to happen. And wow, what a day. Jack's Blowhole in the Catlins, and I guess this is it. I thought it was going to be like a water spout up through a rock, but this is actually super cool, so I am not mad at it at all. Here's the rest of the view, and it's just pretty cool, so I'm going to sit here and watch this for a little bit. Oh. As my grandma would say, that's neat. I'm on the McLean Falls track in the Catlins, and it is so beautiful on this trail. You got the sun peeking through. Look at these trees dripping in moss. The whole jungle behind it. Water's over here to the right. This is just so beautiful. If it ever got hot in this country, I would definitely want to jump into this pool. It looks so refreshing, but I've never felt it anything higher than the low 70s, so I'm not believing that it actually gets hot here. But yeah, I had to show this. This is so cool. I feel like I'm in the Rainforest Cafe with this wall. And then the falls are over here. I'm headed up to a viewpoint to see them better. So let's see how they look. So I was at the grocery store and I kept hearing what I thought were peacocks. And I'm just in the middle of this random, I think this is New Zealand's biggest like bass fishing city or something. And I was like, where are these peacocks coming from? Right here. This is a public park, and here's another peahen. There's a public park right across the street, and it's just randomly these birds in cages. This beautiful peacock. And I'm going to show you the rest of the birds around here. Here's the woman with her face showing us. Hello. These, I can't see really what's in here. There's like what looks like a rooster or something in the top. Here's this little guy. Oh, and here's one here. Oh, he just flew flying to me. Hello. A lot of things in this one. Here's where it looks like the rooster. I think it's a penny fowl or something. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know names of birds. And it's raining now, of course. Then we've got, here's another little guy. Little sparrow. I don't know. I don't really understand. And look at these little things. Oh, some parakeets. Lots of parakeets. Oh, there flew a beautiful red bird over here. It was just at the front. And here's some more, looks like maybe parakeets down here. I don't know what those are. Oh, and here's this guy. More parakeets. Maybe these are the cockatiels for sale. Yes, these are the cockatiels for sale. I guess they'll have signs. Canary in here somewhere. Here's this thing. Oh, there's a beautiful blue bird down here on the bottom. If I can't zoom. I can't focus on it. Oh, and these up here. And yeah, so there's just a bird zoo here in the middle of nowhere next to the grocery store. So I didn't have many plans today, so this is a good way to spend the day. Is this a kookaburra? No. Oh my goodness. Okay, hello. It's a beautiful dove. Wow. Neat. And then they've got just a bathroom over here next to it. So thanks for enjoying the birds, and here's the rest of the park. This is the rest of the park, if anyone was curious. It's literally just nothing. And they just have all those birds. So it's a good draw. I wouldn't have come otherwise, but it is just too funny with those birds, just random peacocks. And they also have this. Plants behind a wall, behind glass. Why, I don't know. Guys, I finally made it to Niagara Falls. Look, it says fake over it, but let's go check it out. Here it is, Niagara Falls. Finally, I've seen it. Wow, isn't it beautiful and amazing? And look, here's another one. Niagara Falls, everyone, right here in New Zealand. This is actually the Niagara River, is what it's called. And the Google reviews are just hilarious. You've got to read. Everybody's so mad. But I think this is great, and I actually went out of my way to come see this today, and I am so glad I did. Also, to prove my dedication to this channel, this is what I traversed to get down here to see the falls. I found another way you can get even closer to the falls. I don't know if I'm brave enough for this. I'll try it and see how close we can get. I just slipped in the mud here, so this is as close as we're getting. But here's another view of Niagara Falls. Here it is from the top. I got to the other side. Check that out. Amazing. It's a world wonder, I'd say. So while I was here, a couple, you can see them getting in their car behind me, came up. And I guess that they didn't get the joke. So they passed by it and kept walking, and then realized that the trail led nowhere. And so they turned around and they came back and they looked at it and they were like, and then they just got in their car. So yeah, it pays to read the Google reviews. But no, I thought it was awesome, and I spent a lot of time here just sitting by the falls, and actually broke in, I didn't break in, but I went through a gate to go to the other side of it, so that was really cool. And now it's raining again, so I'm gonna try to figure out if I want to go for a walk in the rain or if I just want to set up at home for the rest of the day. It's supposed to rain tomorrow too, so we'll see. I decided I would go on a walk, and look at this. It's like I'm in Jurassic Park. My favorite thing, a lot of the walks that I've done recently have these informative signs about what the plants are. And I wish every place did that, because all the time I walk through and I'm like, oh, I wonder what this plant is. And if I don't have internet, I can't look it up with my iPhone lens. But so this is super cool. And this is like a 30-minute trek. And then across the street from where I am is a petrified wood forest. And according to the signs, these trees here, whatever some of these trees, are what became petrified over across the way. So seeing the living side first, then I will see the dead side. From what I understand on the signage above, this is the petrified forest. I don't know, I probably could walk along these rocks, but this is where the penguins live, and I don't know really whether I'm allowed to. But here's the sea, and there's a bunch of people up on this other cliff in the back, so I'm going to try to see if I can't do that. Here's some cows at the top. And yeah, so we're going to see what we can see over there, but yeah, I'm guessing that's the petrified trees. So, and like I said, I don't want to get too close to disturb anybody. I did it, everybody. I went from all the way from Cape Rega at the very tip top of the North Island down to Wellington at the bottom of the North Island, then Picton and Nelson at the top of the South Island. Now I am officially the southernmost point on the South Island, so I have done tip to tip to tip to tip, and this is what I've got to see for it. Congrats me. There's this, I don't know if that's a bathroom, but cool ground here. And yeah, congratulations to me. I was not expecting to do this today, but it happened to be near to where I already was, so happy to have gotten it done. I saw Niagara Falls and the southernmost tip of New Zealand all in one day. Here's these two, but we're not going out on that. Okay. Congratulations! So this is so crazy. So I just looked it up, and I think that it was about 6 months to the day that I was in Cape Reinga, and now I'm here in the very bottom of the South Island. So how cool is that? That literally 6 months later, I went from all the way to the top, from all the way to the bottom. And like I said, I wasn't really planning on coming down here today, and there was actually something else in the area I wanted to do that I thought was here in this parking lot, and I just started the walk, and I was like, wait a second, this is where I am. So that's super cool, and you can see the little, I don't know, bathroom. I'm assuming that's what that is. It's not a lighthouse. But yes, so it's awesome, and it's very windy up here, as it is everywhere here. And yes, for real, congratulations to me, because this is really cool. Firefighters playing in the rugby field for today. I guess there must be little trainees practicing. But they're so cute, trying to run around in their big old uniforms. Well, there's nothing on fire or anything, they're just playing around. And I thought that was kind of cute. I am the closest I ever want to be to the South Pole. It's cold enough here already. And here I am. Here's as far away as the tip of the North Island is. So that's not bad. And then there's Wellington, my old home. London, my future home, hopefully. Sydney, my future home, hopefully. And yeah, we made it once again. All the way to tip to tip to tip to tip to tip to tip to tip. So congratulations. This bathroom is playing music. And now the bathroom is no longer playing music. It's just a little standalone public bathroom. That was pretty great. So for some further explanation, because I didn't really explain myself very well. So the place I went to the other day was officially the lowest, like most southern part of all of New Zealand. And then the place I went to today, Bluff, is the lowest city. It's like the most, on the map, it's the most southern area, I guess you could say. It's at the very bottom of the country, so that's why I went to both, and that's why I kind of made a little bit of a big deal about it. But then it's cool because now I'm at my next campsite, and it's about an hour and a half drive away from Bluff, where I just came from. And it's awesome because literally I can see snowy mountains in the distance. So I literally just an hour and a half later, I went from the beach to the mountains. So it's really cool how diverse and small this country is, that you can literally see both in a day. And I'm sure if you wanted to, you could actually literally drive from the beach all the way into the mountains in a day. But that's not for me. So, and it's warmer here, which I'm kind of a little bit surprised about. When I got in my car, it said it was 13 degrees Celsius, it was 54 degrees Fahrenheit, and then when I arrived here, it was 15 degrees Celsius, and I don't know the Fahrenheit, but I would assume probably like 56, 57 Fahrenheit. So it's nice that it's a little bit warmer. It's obviously very windy, and I've still got all of my cold weather gear on, as always. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. And then this is really neat behind me, all this cliffs and things, and I'm just walking along the side of the highway around my campsite right now. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's a pretty big accomplishment, I'd say. I mean, I didn't do anything, I just drove, but so it's pretty cool to say I've done that, and I wanted to just give a little explanation as to what really was going on. So, bye! Unfortunately, I didn't get to get a video or a picture of it, but I was walking through this trail, and it's just out in the middle of the woods. And all of a sudden I heard, oh my goodness, that's deep. All of a sudden I heard this noise, and I looked up, and there was a whole goat in the middle of the woods. And we startled each other, and then it went into the woods and stopped for a second, looked back at me, and then ran off. But I was not expecting to see a goat out here. I wasn't expecting to see anything at all. But a goat. It was just so crazy. So, yeah, I guess you never know what you'll run into out here. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna see how close we can get. Here's this little guy. Bear caves. Woohoo! I need my poncho. It's splashing me. How awesome. Here's the bottom of the other one from over here. And now it comes and becomes another waterfall down to there. So we're gonna go see it from the actual viewpoint. This is as close as we can get to this one. And all the trees around. I'm at the top of the big one, and you can see here's the very first one. And here's the really big one that I was at the bottom of. And now I'm following the trail this way, but I just stepped off the trail to come see as close as I could get, but I just don't want to clamber through all these bushes just to look at the waterfall from a different angle. But yeah, here it is from the top. The worst. I just fell in this hole. And it took my shoe off. So you can see. Well, I don't know that I'll be wearing these for a few days after this. Yeah, and it's raining. Shocker. So anyway, that's fun. I almost got the other one in this mud pit. Goodness. The worst part is now I have to wait days for my shoes to dry. First I have to figure out how to rinse them. Or at least rinse the one. If I come to another river crossing, I can use that. But if not, I guess I'll just have to use my van water. But then, depending on the weather, it may be 2, 3, 4 days before they'll be dry and I can wear them again. And A lot of the trails are like this, so I don't want to wear any shoes that are not my own good hiking shoes. So we just took a bunch of days off from walks. Now it looks like there may be more in the future, but that's okay, because I can always, that's cool, figure something else to do in my time, or maybe pick easy walks on sidewalks or something for the next few days. Anyway, feel bad for my poor shoes. So I made it out of the forest, and then I came to a sign outside of the forest, and it said the car park was back where I just came from, an hour and 20 minutes behind me. But there were 3 paths on the other side of the sign, like 3 different ways you could go. So luckily I downloaded offline Google Maps because I had no service, and I was able to discover which path would hopefully lead me to the car park. And I've just been walking down this road for probably like 20 minutes, and I have another probably 3 or 4 to go. I'm soaking wet. Some of it is sweat, some of it is rain, some of it is from the waterfall. Some of it is probably mud. That was by far the muddiest trail I've ever done. I feel dejected. I do not like obstacles such as that, and I'm annoyed about my shoes because I'm not going to be able to do any walks for a while. But yeah, I'm just gonna go to the van, have some lunch, and leave this place and never ever return. So I came over here because I was looking for one of the rivers in the Lord of the Rings, and I couldn't find it yet. But I did stumble upon these 1,000-year-old trees in this beautiful out-of-the-way forest, and they have these little paths that lead right up to them, and there's about 4 of them in total. But I mean, this thing is just massive. Let me try to see. Look at that. It's so big in every way, and yeah, the forest surrounding is just very beautiful. Here's the other one. Yeah, so even if I don't have a way to access the river that I want it to, it actually turns out that same river is the same river that I was just staying at my campsite. So although I didn't see the actual filming location yet, I at least saw the river, and this is a nice little consolation if I can't get over to it. And the problem is that where the filming location is inside of people's farmland. So there's this nice little walk here, and I was hoping that the walk would lead you to the river, but it's actually on the other side. But so at this point, I'm assuming that I won't be able to actually get to see it, but I did walk through the woods off trail for a little bit until it got to the point where there was just no way for me to be able to go any further. But there are a few other little offshoot trails. So, and this is cool. There's just this random like swampy area in amongst all the rest of this, and still some more of these informative signs, which I love, love, love. And yeah, and I'm the only person here, which is awesome. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to go off of one of the other offshoots. Look at this swamp. Well, and hopefully I can access it from there. And if not, at least I tried, and at least I got this out of it, and this is really cool. I will update further. I've got some other locations I'm going to today. There's another river that I'm hoping to see, and this one's right off the highway, so I should be able to see that one. And then I'm also planning to go to Fanghorn Forest today, and that's an actual walk, I believe, so I should be able to see that one as well. So all hope is not lost, and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this beautiful walk. Well, I took the angler access to the river. This is it. So clearly this is not the place. And I waded through waist-high grass, got my shoes soaked and muddy. So I don't know, I really tried. I'm covered in spider webs, but I guess it was not my fate to go see this Lord of the Rings river. So, oh gosh, there's things running around in the water. I guess I'll just make my way on to the next. But I really did try. So, sorry to me. I don't even know how I, this way. Yeah, this is a kind of nonsense I gotta go through all the time for everything I want to see. You see this waist-high grass here. Anyway, yeah, just farmland around. So I don't know, I really tried, and like I said, this is the angler access. So if there would have been a view of the river, I would have imagined it would have been here. And there's just nothing but more waist-high grass this way. So, but I'll show you. Look, there's even a broken step here. So I guess I'll cut and come back to the sign. But it looks like you could get to the river, but then it's just nothing. So anyway, there's a snowy mountain in the distance. Unless you're supposed to continue on through that nonsense, which, I mean, there's trees and all kind of stuff in there. So, I guess not, because that just doesn't look like it's a track that was created for anything. So, I'm like, maybe that's it over there in the clearing. But, I mean, I don't know. I tried, is all I can say. So, but yeah, again, here's this nice snowy mountain. And hopefully, I should have much better luck with the other two that I go to today. So, anyway, I will update as I see more. So, I guess that was where I could have gone through all that trees and nonsense, but this is really as good as we're gonna get. Here's where I parked, and then this is just a bridge on the right back, but yeah, you can kind of see it through the trees. But yeah, so this is the best that we can do, that I can do on my own, without waders and gaiters and whatever else you need as an angler. Because like I said, I couldn't go through. It was like this. I can't go through all that. Okay, so I pulled off on the side of the road and you can just barely see it. And that is definitely the river where, on the very first Lord of the Rings movie, where Frodo and Sam left the Fellowship to begin on their own journey. I mean, it's clearly, like, I can see clearly that that's what it is. And like I'm up pretty high. There's no way I can get down to it from here. But yeah, that's so awesome. I literally drove forever. It's now like 11:15 and I have been out trying to get to this thing since probably 9:30. But here you can see the river. So that's super duper cool. And it's funny, I saw this on the way in, but I thought I could get down to it easier. And I couldn't, but yeah, this is it. Looking around for orcs. I'm wondering down here if I can get a little closer to it, so I'll check back in. Okay, this is as close as I can get, but this is so cool. I'm stoked. This is it. And over where I stopped looked more like it. I don't know the exact location, but this is for sure the river. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad I was able to actually see it after all this. Well, we made it to the next one. This one is supposed to be the river where the Fellowship is traveling along, and then they see the two like king statues on either side of the river. Obviously this is not exactly the location, but this is the only viewpoint of the river, really. So, because the rest of it is it's just covered in trees all the way through. And I found a little trail that took me close to the bottom, but it was still, there was some like trees and things I couldn't get through down to the bottom, but made it to the next one. So that's cool. And then now we're off to Fanghorn Forest, but this is on part of the Kepler track, which is one of the great walks. So I think I'm just gonna do a few steps on the Kepler track just to say I did. And I'm assuming this is just a little offshoot of the Kepler track. And look, there's another viewpoint here. Maybe we can see down the other side. But it's beautiful and it's crazy. It's so warm here. It's so weird to be outside and not freezing, and it's not very windy. So it's crazy to feel, yeah, you can't really see much through the trees. But yeah, so I'm gonna go step on the Kepler track and then go to the Fanghorn Forest and then onto the campsite for the night. Here's a better view of the Kings River on the Kepler track. I'm not gonna go very far on this track because I didn't bring water or anything. But yeah, here's another little view of what you could see. Envision the Kings somewhere here. Pretty cool. I'm officially on the Kepler track. I know that it gets a lot more intense, but this to me looks almost just like the Abel Tasman, and just imagine the river to the right is the ocean, and it looks about the same. It's very beautiful. Yeah, I'm glad to be here when it's not snowing. So yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy a few minutes of this. I walked a bit more along the Kepler track. I actually went back and got my water and some snacks, but to me the track is very easy. You see how flat it is. There's one part at the very beginning where it was kind of steep, but other than that, nothing really. And I walked for probably 30 minutes-ish, if that, maybe 25. And it all kind of looked the same. And I have other things to do today, and I wasn't intending on doing this at all. So I'm not continuing. But yeah, I mean, I officially now walked the Kepler track, and then later this week I'm going to do as much of the Milford track as I can. I'm actually intending to do that one as long as I can without needing to get a hut. So I'll have walked 3 of the Great Walks in just a few short days, which is pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, still on to Fanghorn Forest and then the campsite for the day. According to Google Maps, this is Fanghorn Forest. I can't find a way for me to park anywhere and go walk anywhere. I'm just literally in front of somebody's like private road. But doesn't seem to be any kind of way to go into the forest. So I guess this is it. I'm not gonna say that I'm disappointed. But I am gonna say, there looks like there might be something. I am gonna say that it's kind of lame that there are not too many locations I actually really want it to go to. And then the ones that I have wanted to go to have not really been what I was hoping for. That's nice in here. So it's not necessarily disappointing per se, as much as it is just, I will say, kind of lame. I mean, I understand, 1, it's a movie, 2, the movies were 20 years ago, so probably a lot of the luster has worn off, and surely they don't want people just all over the place tramping through people's properties and things. But I don't know, I was just kind of hoping for more. Anyway, I'm certain I'm not supposed to be inside of this, but it's beautiful. So yeah, I guess this is Fanghorn Forest. I guess I'll see if the trees will talk to me. Checking each other out. I came through to the other side of the private road, so I'm off to the side of the sign where it says you'd be trespassing. So I think technically this part is okay as long as I don't go further beyond it, behind where I am. So yeah, I'm just trying to make it worth it to have driven for 30 minutes down a gravel road, and I gotta do it all the way back again. So yeah, could be worth it. So since the Fanghorn Forest was a bust, I decided that I would come back to the Kepler track. And it's really great because there's people for all different age ranges, all different fitness levels, all that I've seen so far on this track. So it's pretty nice. Like I said, you can see behind me, it's super flat. There's just like one little incline that I've done so far, and I'm much further now in the trail that I was the last time, and there's the first hut is quoted to be an hour and a half away, depending on how fast you walk. So that's where I'm headed, and then I'll turn around and then just call it a day. And I have a spot at a paid campsite for the night because it was the only available option. But the even better thing is that when I started this trail the first time, it was around about 3 hours ago. So I'm seeing people who I saw at the beginning where we were starting together, and then now they're returning and I'm just now starting again. And I'm just wondering if they were thinking like, is there a glitch in the matrix? Like, what's happening? Because I'm wearing the same thing. So it's kind of funny that I'm passing by these people again, and I'm just now starting the trail again. This is the third time that I have started the trail, and this is the final time that I will expect to be on it. So whatever I see today is what I see forever. But it is absolutely beautiful. It's so stunning. And it's a really nice, easy walk. And I've even got my normal, just walking shoes that I bought in Wellington on. And I'm not having any issues at all with the trail. So, and then look at this. So it's pretty cool. And I will continue to update as anything interesting happens, if anything interesting happens. But yeah. I made it to one of the huts, and this is a beautiful view that these people get in these huts.